Hey, it's Liv. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about paranormal experiences. I have been experiencing the paranormal for a long time, since I was really little. Just one of those things that I've always had. I remember being horrified of sleeping when I was a child because the dark is not nice when you can see things. Lots of voices in my house, steps. There was this one really horrifying encounter. I remember laying in bed and watching and hearing somebody walk back and forth across my door, and it's hard because my door is at the very end of a hallway. It's just a door. There's nothing else. There's no way anyone could walk back and forth in front of my door, if that makes sense. So the fact that it was happening at the time, I kind of knew, like, what the hell, that's not right. That shouldn't be happening. So I just kind of played it off in my head that I was dreaming, but I don't think so. I've come to terms since with the fact that I do see entities, or at least feel them. A lot of the times I don't really see that much, but I do hear and feel a lot of things. The majority of my encounters have been harmless. There have only been, I'm usually terrified because I really don't like the idea of ghosts, but they usually don't feel like they're bad. But I have had two bad experiences. I did have a ghost following me for a while. She was just not a nice ghost. She was, I don't know, she had a very angry presence about her. She even terrified my roommate. My roommate felt her and could feel her anger. And it's weird because normally when I see ghosts, it's sort of like a foggy blue. Like, they don't look like people normally do. You can tell it's a ghost. They have a foggy blue appearance to them, at least for me they do. But she was dark red. She was just like a ball of red, dark energy. And she would only ever stay in the shadows and the darkness. And I'm used to a lot of ghosts and spirits will come out in the daylight. If they don't mean you any harm, they may accidentally scare you, but I don't think they really mean to. But she was not nice. She never did anything, but she was just a very, very dark presence. But I have been attacked by two ghosts. Might have been the same ghost. I think it was. He had been following me for a while and followed me from the last place I lived to this place. And it's not so much a ghost. I don't want to say demons because I'm not religious, but it is sort of a different entity, the ones that can touch you. I was renting a room in college with friends, and I was sleeping, and I don't know, I didn't even dream. I just woke up and I was being choked. It was like someone had their hands around my throat choking me, and there was a great pressure on my chest and I couldn't breathe, and I remember feeling so horrified, and I didn't open my eyes because I didn't want to see anything. And this horrible, deep, dark voice told me, "You're next." I don't know what that means because nothing really happened, I guess, except for the next time that I was attacked by a ghost, which I'm not going to go into because it was a kind of a personal attack. That probably sounds weird, but they tend to strike when you are emotionally vulnerable to it. And at the time I was dealing with a lot in my life, and I was very stressed out and very emotional, and that was the second time I was attacked. And it was a really intense attack, trying to get in my head. I'm sure I probably would have been possessed if I wasn't as strong as I was. I just told it to go away, and I opened my eyes and it was gone. So I'm lucky in that way, I guess. I haven't seen or sensed it since then, so I guess it gave up. But on a lighter note, so I have been seeing ghosts my whole life, especially in my house that I grew up in. I had imaginary friends when I was younger, imaginary friends. I have read a lot about how children are more likely to be open to paranormal experiences because we just write it off as imaginary friends and we don't really think about it. But I can clearly remember my imaginary friends telling me how they died, which is a bit of a indicator right there. Like, Either I was a very, very morbid child or I was seeing ghosts. So I'm gonna go with the ghosts because I'm pretty sure they said they were hanged. And there was also a little girl that I remember talking to who was burned alive. So yeah, I know I had a crazy imagination when I was a child, but that's a little extreme. And then as far as actual encounters, in the daylight, actually, at my high school, there was a bathroom. My high school burnt down at one point, or at least part of the building did, and they rebuilt it. And the part that had been burnt down, there was a bathroom, a girl's bathroom, that I would try not to go in because it was scary. I would hear whispers and laughter, and there was at one point she touched me. It felt like a hand just rubbing across the back of your neck and makes all the hairs stand up, and it was kind of a cold feeling. That's the only time. After that, I don't think I ever went into that bathroom again. I don't think I've had any more really standout experiences. I mean, I hear voices a lot when I'm home alone. I know, probably sounds like schizophrenia, but it's not anything like that. It's not like they're telling me anything crazy. It's just like kind of white noise in the background. Especially if I'm tired, I find is the worst time. So right around bedtime. I did see a ghost. I'm pretty sure it was my great uncle in my bathroom when I was younger. I was standing brushing my hair and I could see someone out of the corner of my eye. I was very, very young. Tall person, totally wasn't somebody I knew, and I don't think it occurred to me at the time that there was a strange person standing in my house. So I turned to say hello to them, and there was nobody there, and it really, really caught me off guard because I think that's one of the first times I actually saw something, like legit saw something. And I told my mom, and I told her what he looked like, and she said it sounded like one of my great uncles who had died. So that was one of the first actual seeing something experiences. Most of the time I just sense them, sense an aura or a presence. When I was in college, when I was renting the room, same room that I was attacked in, there was a girl ghost who really liked my closet. She would hide in there. And I'm not the only one who sensed her. One of my roommates also has some paranormal ability, and he sensed her as well. He's actually the one that told me it was a girl. I just knew it was a younger entity. I would go to bed and it would feel like someone was sitting on the end of my bed. You know that feeling when someone sits down and there's like a slight presence near your feet, or like pressure near your feet? I would get that a lot at night. It's just like someone sitting there and watching me sleep, which is a little creepy. But she didn't mean any harm. I didn't feel any danger in it. I just never opened my eyes. I think that's the extent of most of my paranormal experiences. Like I have small things here and there, but I think those are all the major ones that I have had. I definitely believe in the paranormal, in something else, another realm, spirits not passing on. I know it's a greatly debated topic, and people, if you think I'm crazy, that's okay. I'm cool with that. I thought I was crazy for a long time when I was growing up, but after having met other people who have experienced the same and shared stories with people, I think that it's something. I don't know. It's up to you to believe what you think, but I think that I have encountered many entities over time, and I probably will continue to throughout my life. So, yeah, thanks for watching.